go. Thank you. Hello from Interlochen State Park in northern Michigan. And by northern Michigan, I mean northern lower peninsula. Michigan is very odd in their geography where they call northern Michigan the northern part of the lower peninsula, while the upper peninsula is just the upper peninsula, even though technically it should be considered northern Michigan. It's very confusing for someone not from Michigan. But all this aside, you are getting a voiceover because I got a new camera and managed to record my intro in slow motion, which also just so happened to be the only footage of me really talking to the camera and explaining things this trip, so it's all voiceovers here on out. But yeah, we're at Interlochen State Park for, I think it was 5 nights, and we were visiting in July, and it just so happened to be on the hot end of the weather spectrum. So if I'm remembering correctly, it was high 80s, which can be quite warm in a camper. So I decided to put up my awning for the first time in a while. I very rarely put up this awning because it is a pain to put up by myself. I typically can do it in about 20 minutes, but it definitely takes some wrestling for me to get all the poles and everything in. So I don't often put it up, and it's also not really great in windy weather, so conditions just have to be right for me to put it up. But I figured it would help keep my camper a little bit cooler by keeping the sun off of my side windows. But yeah, Interlochen was a great state park to stay at. It is just outside of Traverse City and nearby Sleeping Bear Dunes, and just in a great position to go visit lots of cool Michigan places. So we definitely ended up doing some interesting things while we were here, and even though the weather didn't necessarily cooperate, I think we still had a good time. Okay, so not the best footage I could have got of Leland, Michigan, but the only footage I got of Leland. So after we went to the lighthouse and then the brewing company, we stopped in Leland for lunch because I wanted to try out this sandwich place. And we get there, it's pouring rain. Leland is very busy because it's a summer day, and there's nowhere to park, so we have to park a couple streets down, walk in this torrential downpour, and get there, and they have an outside order window. So basically, by the time we get our sandwiches, we are absolutely soaking wet. We have to eat in the car, and we have to really hope that these sandwiches were worth it. And thank God the sandwiches were good. So if you're ever in the area, Village Cheese Shanty is probably worth it if it's pouring rain, but definitely worth it if it's sunny.